भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you for today's session. So sorry for a little late because of some technical problem in the computer. It's getting updated and took late time actually. So yesterday's class we were discussing कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्व कर्मणि. This was the discussion. Krishna is saying to Arjuna, you have eligibility to do karma, not to do bhakti. So the reason is, to do pure devotional service, one should get the mercy from the great devotee and pure devotee. So that will be the needed thing, so that one can get the full faith on the Lord by their mercy. So how he has to do this karma? He should not look for the results of the karma, and he is not having any adhikara in the results of the karma. But he should do the karma, but he should not he doesn't have any adhikara, or adhikara means right. Doesn't have any right to claim the results of the karma. It looks very much surprising. I am working and I should not claim and I don't have right on the result. How it is possible? This is the general psychology of the people. General set of the mind is what? I do hard work and result of that hard work is mine. So what this is lower consciousness. This is lower consciousness. You do work, and if you claim the result of that work as the owner yourself, and you are the enjoyer, then that is going to bind this Jivatma to this material world. So that is the logic behind this not to claiming. Because Jivatma is not belonging to this material world. So it is eternally should be in the Lord's association and devotees association. Or otherwise, go and merge into the Brahman. Or otherwise, so realize Paramatma and just be opulently stay in Vaikuntha. So these are the three eternal situations. Jivatma should get this. But he doesn't have any business here. But now falsely thinking that I do work and I enjoy the result of that work means, then this Jivatma will be always here only. And this place is not so nice because it is full of miseries. Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika. These sufferings always will be there. Birth, old diseases, old age, and death. These things also again and again are coming due to the having the material body. But when this Jivatma possesses or gets the spiritual body, then there will be no problem. So that's why the point is Jivatma should not look for the result of its karma. If it does that, that look for means he does not think that, he should not think that I should enjoy this result of the karma. No, that will bind. So Krishna is saying, Karmanyevadikaraste mafaleshu kadachana. You have no right in phala. And also he is saying not to become karma phala hetu. That means cause for result of the karma. So that means he is asking not to become cause for the results of karma. So how to do this? We will become cause for the results of that karma when we have desire for the result. But if you don't have any desire for the result, even if you do the work, a result comes, but you are not the cause for the that result of that karma. So that's why stop desiring, he says, saying, Ma karma phala hetur bhu. And once more he is saying one more thing. Ma te sangha astu akarmani. You should not get attachment in, you should not get attached in leaving your swadharma. No. You should not get any attachment in leaving your own swadharma or otherwise doing some sinful activity. You should be detached in leaving your swadharma. That means you should always follow your swadharma. So when strictly he follows swadharma and not expecting any result and also not desiring not feeling the right, not claiming the right in the result and not desiring of the result of that karma. And strictly if he does, then that will uplift him. So from this ditch, this material world is like a ditch. So which gives always suffering. So then after that, what he is saying? He is saying Yogastah kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya. Siddhya siddhyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga uchyate. He is saying further, Yogastaha, be situated in the yoga. Till now he said, you have right to do karma and you don't have any right to claim the result of that. Now he is saying, do this karma being situated in yoga. What is that yoga? Nishkama karma yoga. So what is this Nishkama karma yoga and doing karma and not claiming the rights on the result? Nothing. There is a little bit addition is there, that's all. Is continuing the way or otherwise what kind of consciousness one should have while doing the karma in this material world. That only he is explaining. So what is that consciousness required? Siddhya siddhyoho samo bhutva. First of all, karmani sangam tyaktva. Sangam tyaktva karmani kuru. That means leave the attachment and do the karmas. Siddhya siddhyoho samo bhutva. Sometimes now, for example, Arjuna, you are going to do now fighting. You may get victory and you may get defeat. But tulya buddhihi, samaha bhutva means tulya. You should be having equal state of mind in both cases. Either it may be victory or loss. So you have to be that. See, it's not so easy. What is the natural tendency of our mind and our psychology? Anything we do, we always expect the success in that, and also we attach for that success, the result of that. This is habit of the our from the many lives, millions of lives we did. But now Krishna is asking to go against to the natural tendencies. Natural tendencies from of whose? Of this material body. Jivatma is pure naturally. He is not at all belonging to this material body. But that naturalness of Jivatma is covered with the naturalness of material body. So in the material body, there are so many thoughts. These thoughts naturally flows down and we expect the result. But he is asking equal state of mind even in the case of success or failure. And continue your dharma. Swadharmam kuru. You should not stop the dharma. Oh, I am getting the loss. I am getting the failure. And I will leave my dharma as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra, or otherwise as a husband, wife. I am not getting any rasa. Then, so Shastra is saying that not to leave. Unfortunately, one Brahmana is there. So, but he is not getting the some good receiving from that society and not giving the charities so much. Then what he will do? Will he leave that? Oh, I am not getting the good results in this. That occupation he will leave and he will become king, or rather he will become a Vaishya or a Sudra. No. He will be following his dharma. In Mahabharata, you can see so many cases, several cases like this. So there are so many stories which describe the consciousness of various characters we can see in the Mahabharata. The consciousness of the various roles, Brahmana, so many, brother, sister, like there's so many roles will come. And their ideal consciousness is described by Vasudeva. So Mahabharata is describing the duties of all the roles in the society. Brahmana role, Kshatriya role, Vaishya role, Sudra role, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, like this. Brother, mother, father, sister, like this. How they have to act. Especially you can see all these. Bhishma Dev, when he was on the arrow bed, about to leave his body, Krishna arranged Yudhishthir Maharaj to hear from Bhishma Dev. In that meeting, Yudhishthira Maharaj was asking how to rule this society. Then Bhishma Dev was explaining, and he learned from many acharyas, like Parasuram, Brahaspati, like that. Many big stalwart acharyas are his teachers. And he summarized all those things. Even Chanakya wrote the Arthashastra. Completely, it's most of the things are based upon the principles described by the Bhishma Dev in that conversation to Yudhishthira Maharaj. So that means even Chanakya also followed and he became successful in the Kali Yuga. Successful means what? How a ideal Brahmana, how ideal Kshatriya should be. So he was explaining. So Mahabharata is meant for the Kali Yuga only. Don't think that it's not meant for Kali Yuga. So it's meant for Kali Yuga. It's a eternal rules and regulations given by the Lord. Those has to be followed. Particularly in the Swarna Yuga. Those has to be followed. But Kali Yuga, who is going to deliver? Holy name is going to deliver the people. But to act as a human being, we need that rules and regulations. That is a different thing, and holy name is different thing. So anyway, so Swadharma one should follow. I am Nishkama Karma Yoge eva Gnana Yogatvena Parinamati iti. So then why then you do being having the equal state of mind for loss and gain. And if you keep on doing without any break, your Swadharma. So then what will happen? Then that is Nishkama Karma Yoga. That is Nishkama Karma Yoga. And that will further will lead to what? Or turn. It will turn into in the form of Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means so Tvam Padartha Gnanam, Tat Padartha Gnanam, Aikya Gnanam. You should remember. This is the Jnana Yoga. By doing Nishkama Karma Yoga, one will get the Tvam Padartha Gnanam. By studying the scriptures, one can get the Tat Padartha Gnanam under Guru. Tat Padartha Gnanam he will get. And by the help of Bhakti, finally little Bhakti and other sadhanas, jnana sadhanas, and finally they should be supported with the little Bhakti. And what will happen? One will be getting Aikya Gnanam. That means oneness with the Brahman. Okay, this is a Jnana Yoga. Not that the studying Bhagavad Gītā, Bhagavad, this is also Jnana Yoga. No. This is a pure devotion. This is studying Bhagavatam, Bhagavad. Okay, I will explain later. So, if one does like this consciousness his duties, that will become Nishkama Karma Yoga and that will turn into the Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga api evam purvottara grandhartha tatparyatah gneyaha. So like this Jnana Yoga we already some extent we discussed. Okay, next two. So many motivational speakers they try to motivate the society based upon the Bhagavad Gita. They say that what they say? Krishna is saying karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. They use the same sloka, but they misrepresent the meaning of this sloka. What they say? So see, Krishna is saying you have to do your duty and you have right to do your duties, but you don't have right to claim the result of that. So that by doing like that, so you'll fully focused in doing. So being fully focused in doing, so that you can perform nicely that activity. That means if you think on result only, then you may get fear, you may get success and failure. If you keep on thinking the success and failure of that, you may disturbed by that. So while doing, you should always do that with full focus, not thinking about the result. Then Krishna will give the result, Lord will give the result. Definitely nice. Since you did your duty nicely, you will be getting the nice result. And so that you can be definitely getting the success. And also they say, Krishna is saying to become equal with the success and failure. So that's why even if you get failure, you should be equal and learn from that failure and once again try for the success. So by doing like that, so learning from the failures and then you can get the finally success of that from that activity. What is the drawback in this philosophy? Ultimately, by saying like this, what they are doing, they are making that performer to attach into the result, material results of that work. That means spiritually they are not uplifted. So to get the better material result, you should be doing the karma without expecting any result. In the time of doing. But after that, you should expect. Krishna will give and you should enjoy. Then is there any use of Nishkam Karma Yoga? This kind of teaching is bogus, is useless. This is not the teachings of Bhagavad Gītā. Bhagavad Gītā is telling that you should do your duty. You may get failure or success. You should be equipoised. And by that, still you should continue. Even if you get failure, still you should continue. What is the expectation from that? You have to get detachment from this material world. And you should realize you are not this body and you are the soul. By doing that, so what will happen? This success and failure all belong to this material world. This pain and pleasure all belong to the material body. But I am separate from this. When you bear this, that means you are transiting, what you say? You are transiting into your original consciousness. What is original consciousness? Jivatma is not the body. Jivatma is not possessing the good and bad or the pleasure and pain, which are the qualities of the Antakarna. These are not the natural qualities of the Jivatma. And now Jivatma is separating himself from the material body. And that is the goal of doing the Dharma. This has to be. This has to be properly understood. The teachings of Bhagavad Gītā. And to make the material world successful, people are using the Bhagavad Gītā and demonstrating that Krishna is teaching this. These are all misinterpreting the results of, teachings of Bhagavad Gītā. Wrong. Next. दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगधनञ्जया बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपणा फलहेतवः sakama karma nindati. Krishna is, yes, people are promoting the sakama karma yoga based upon the, even they are using the karmanyevadhikarasya sloka and they are promoting sakama karma, which is vanchana, actually it's a cheating. They are cheating the audience of the Bhagavad Gītā by promoting the sakama karma, using the karmanyevadhikarasya. Actually Krishna's intention is different and people are teaching another differently based upon that sloka. That's cheating actually. They cheat. So here Sakama Karma Yoga is rejected, is blasphemed. Durena hi avaram karma, buddhi yoga dhananjaya. Avaram means atinikrushtam, kamyam karma. Kamya karma is very cheap. Is is very much cheap than what? Than the Nishkama Karma Yoga. That means doing karma and offering the results of that. Parameshwara Arpita Nishkama Karma Yoga. Buddhi Yoga means what? Here, Nishkama Karma Yoga you should take. In the Nishkama Karma Yoga, what they do? They do karma, just as explained. They have right to do karma. And they don't have any right to claim the result of that. And whatever result comes, and also they don't desire the result of that. And whatever result comes, they will give to the Lord. They will some Parameshwar Arpita. That means they give to the Lord. Then what will happen? That is Nishkama Karma Yoga. That Nishkama Karma Yoga is superior to the Sakama Karma. Buddho Saranam Anvicha Krupana Phalaveda. Nishkama Karma Yoga. So someone Saranam Anvicha Krupana Phalayedavaha. So Krishna is telling to Arjuna, my dear, you should do Nishkama Karma Yoga. By doing this, what will happen? You will be realizing yourself as soul. Your heart will be purified. This is the good thing is going to happen. So maybe he is your grandfather or your teacher. No matter it. So these are all coming from the bodily designations. These relationships. Just to fight it, kill them. If you have to kill, you should kill. But you should not leave your dharma fighting. So and bear it, that pain. Then you will realize yourself as soul. That is the outcome. So like that, he is encouraging to do Nishkama Karma and discouraging the Sakama Karma. So expecting the result of the karma and desiring the result of the karma, claiming the rights on the result of the karma. These are all dangerous. That will bind the Jivatma to this material world. Previously, it was there in the society, even few decades before also. People are very much strong in following their duties, whether it is success or failure. They used to follow. That kind of Vedic teachings were naturally practiced by the society through the culture. Through the culture, all these things are practiced, which are said in the Bhagavad Gita. And that society is not based upon the sense gratification. That society is based upon the what? Spiritual upliftment. That is Vedic society. Now what? We are simply foolishly how to improve our sense gratification by doing the more and more exploitation of this nature. So that's why they are engaging their time and energy to create a better situation in this material world, which is impossible actually. And which is just bewildering the all the people because of their rajasic activities of the scientists and others. What? So those activities are bewildering the innocent people and they are going behind them. Unlike the society is getting degraded. Very unfortunate. And devotees also should know the clearly what is the message of the Bhagavad Gita. Don't sell the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita so cheaply, actually. So if you do study the Bhagavad Gita, then you can become nice, materially happy. So you can, this is very cheaply we are representing the message of the Bhagavad Gita. No, that should not happen. Nobody can be happy in this material world. Everyone have problem. You have problem, I am also having problem. These problems cannot be mitigated by just doing some material adjustments. No. The only solution is get out. Get out from this. So, buddhi yukto jahati ha ubhe sukrita dushkrute tasmat yogaya yujjasva yoga karmasu kaushalam. Arjuna, why you have to work? For, for what purpose you should work? For the sake of yoga you should work. This is the main point. Not for the material result or sense gratification. You should work for the yoga to realize yourself as soul. Krishna will start teaching bhakti in the 7th to 12th chapters. Now you'll be seeing all the time this Nishkam Karma Yoga and self-realization. So he's saying here, Tasmat Yoga Yajjas. Buddhi Yuktaha Jahati Iha Ube Sukruta Dushkrute. Jahati means he lives. That means whatever comes, good and bad, he simply lives. Buddhi Yuktaha means being situated in the Nishkama Karma Yoga. योगाय युक्तलक्षणाय युज्यस्व घटस्व यतः कर्मसु सकाम निष्कामेषु मध्ये योगः एव उदासीनत्वेन कर्मकरणम् एव. Okay, this is the expert. If someone is able to maintain equal state of the mind, even in the success and failure of that activity, then he is the expert. Who is expert? He is expert. Not that the one who performs so nicely, we think he is the expert. But no, who maintain the equipoised state of mind, that he is the expert. Next, कर्मजं बुद्धियुक्ता हि फलं त्यक्त्वा मनीषिणः जन्मबन्ध विनिर्मुक्ता पदं गच्छन्त्यनामयम् यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतितरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य श्रुतस्य च. So buddhi yukta means being situated in the Nishkama Karma Yoga. It means the state of mind is already explained. In Nishkama Karma Yoga, what is the state of the mind? So, right to do dharma, no right to claim the results, no desire for the results, and no attachment to leaving the karma. And also, whatever result comes, that should be given away to the Lord. These are the things are required. This kind of state of mind is required to perform Nishkama Karma Yoga. So that is known as Buddhi Yoga here. Buddhi Yuktaha, being in that situation, in that consciousness, leaving the result, Phalam Tyaktva, Janma Bandha Vinirmuktaha. By this, what will happen? They are relieved from the birth and death. That is the higher result. Result of Nishkama Karma Yoga is what? Relieve from birth and death. One will be relieved from the cycle of birth and death. That is the highest result. And Padam Gachanti Anamayam. They will be going back to what? Eternal state. They are going to get the eternal state of happiness. That can be Brahma Prapti. यदा ते मोहकलिलं बुद्धिर्व्यतीतरिष्यति तदा गन्तासि निर्वेदं श्रोतव्यस्य सतस्य च. So, यदा ते मोहकलिलं तव बुद्धिर् अंतःकरणं मोहकलिलं मोहरूपं गहनं विशेषतः अतिशयेन तरिष्यति तदा श्रोतव्यस्य श्रोतव्येषु अर्थेषु श्रुतस्य च श्रुते अपि अर्थेषु निर्वेदं प्राप्स्यसि. असंभावना विपरीत भावनयोः नष्टत्वात् किं मे शास्त्रोपदेशक्य देशवाक्यश्रवणेन साम्प्रतं मे साधनेषु एव प्रतिक्षणम् अभ्यासः सर्वथोचित इति मंस्यते इति भावः. So what he is saying here, when if you are doing nishkama karma yoga, result is coming, success comes, failure comes sometimes, no hesitation, no change, no any so reaction for that. Equal state, both are accepting and keep on continuing his dharma and bearing all the pain and pleasures. Then what will happen? Then antakarana will be is cleaned. So like if you do some agriculture work, lot of result come and he is not at all getting any excitement. Dukkeshu anadignamana sukheshu vegataspruha. Or otherwise he got the less result. And but as neighbors got the high result. He is equal for his failure or success. And he is not desiring the result also. Whatever comes, he is offering that to the Lord. That means what? Then becoming envious of the other's success, or otherwise, so if we get the success, then attaching for that and planning to deeply that to give to others, his relatives or his wife and his friends, and sharing with them and enjoying. And in that state, in that situation, further that means he is making his bonding with the his his people who are in this material world. And what will happen? That will lead to so further attachments, and also that will contaminate the heart more and more. That will increase. That means he got the less output and neighbor got the more output. Then he started envying. If he is not in the Nishkama Karma Yoga, then he will start getting envious from towards him. Then he will do some how to stop his, then do something tricks. This you do that, like that, so that his crop will not be next time grow nicely, and he also should get lost. Like this, that contamination will increase. But when you do the Nishkam Karma Yoga, so then what will happen? Contamination of the heart will be removed. That is the thing is going to happen. So Nishkama Karma Yoga's result is what? Purification of the heart. Yadate moha kalilam. Kalilam moharupam gahanam atisayena tarishyati. That means from the many births we accumulated all the Arishad Varga deeply. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsaryas are becoming again and again very strong in life after life. Now, this Nishkama Karma Yoga is going to clean those. Then what will happen? When heart is clean, what will happen? Tell me. Then Srotavyasya srotavyeshu arteshu. That means nirvedam prapsasi. Then he doesn't have anything to hear from the Shrutis. Srotavyasya srotavyeshu artheshu srutasya nirvedam prapsasi. Then he doesn't need to further see, or further he doesn't need to hear actually. So to make perfect of Nishkam Karma Yoga. While practicing Nishkam Karma Yoga also you need to hear a lot. That means you have to hear so many stories of the various practitioners, how they performed Nishkam Karma Yoga, how they maintained equipoised state of mind, how they continued in any situation very strongly, firmly their dharma. So, like Mahabharata and so many other scriptures, Dharma Shastras, one should hear, and first of all, one should know clearly his dharma, and he should follow that, and without failure, and also not expecting any result, and offering that result to the Lord. To maintain this, one has to study Shastras, has to hear so much. Now he became perfect in performing Nishkama Karma Yoga. By that, heart is clean. Then he doesn't need to study anything further. Then what he has to do? He has to enter into the Gnana Yoga and practice the what? Gnana sadhanas. That means yama, niyama, prana, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, like this. They are also parts of the Gnana Yoga. And there are several things are there. So he has to do that. That is the thing he said here. Just Jnana Yoga. You have our regular diagram, all of you know. We should use our regular diagram. Karmis. That means who do the dharma and expect the result of that and enjoy. These are the low grade people. But who come in contact with, who practice the Nishkam Karma Yoga, they are these. They are Nishkam Karma Yoga people are top on the karmis. This Nishkama Karma Yoga means they are also doing the dharma, karma, but they are not claiming the result of that. Then, and also not desiring the result. Then what will happen? Result of this, Antakarna Shuddhi will happen. Moha Kalila, Yadate Moha Kalila. This is what? Purification of the heart. And this is the entry. Purification of heart will happen. Then they practice Jnana Yoga. Then what will get? They will get the Brahma Prapti. This is going to happen. So Krishna is explaining this area. this area of the yoga tree. Okay. So they will be in the Gnana Yogas. They will leave karma. Here only, this till here only he will be doing karma. Once the purification of heart happens, that means he is able to realize himself as soul. Even if he does the karma, he doesn't have any effect of that on his consciousness. He has no excitement for the success, or is not morose for the failure. He is in his own situation. He is in own consciousness, that is, I am soul. And such a person, even if he does work, karma, it is not going to affect him. And such a perfected people can leave work now because karma's role is over on him. Then what he has to do? He has to practice gnana sadhanas. You may ask from where he will get food. Because when he perform gnana sadhanas, so food will be arranged. Food will come automatically. That sadhana is also as a byproduct. So one will be getting the maintenance that will happen. But they are not at all worried for that also. Okay. Next, Shruti vipratipanna te yada sthasyati nischala samadhavachala buddhistada yogamavapsyasi ततश्च श्रुतिषु नाना लौकिक वैदिकार्धश्रवणेषु विप्रतिपन्नाः असम्मताः विरक्ता इति यावत् तत्र हेतुः निश्चला तेषु अर्थेषु चलितुं मुखीभूता इत्यर्थः किन्तु समाधौ षष्ठे अध्याये वक्ष्यमाणलक्षणे अचला स्थैर्यवती तदा योगम् अपरोक्षानुभावप्राप्त्या जीवन्मुक्त इत्यर्थः. So then they do practice Jnana Yoga. Then what will happen? Finally, they will reach to the Samadhi. Jivan Mukta stage. This is Jivan Mukta stage. Jivan Mukta state. By practicing Jnana Yogas, so he will be in the body still, but he is in the fully fixed on the Brahman. So this is Jivan Mukta state. Tatascha Shrutishu Nana Laukika. That means in the Shruti there are so many sentences which are telling about this material world. You should do for remedial of this sin, you should do this and you should do that. Now this dosha is there, and for that removing this you should do. There are so many things are said in the Shruti. So towards all these sentences, they will be getting the virakti. Virakti, and they are fixed in the not only Brahman, not only soul, but they are fixed now in the Brahman. And they are known as Vimuktas, Jivan Muktas. Now Arjuna is asking about this Jivan Mukta, about him. He is asking about Jivan Mukta. What he is asking? Arjuna uvacha stita pragnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava stitadih kim prabhasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. So whoever is fixed in the Brahma Samadhi, Samadhi on Brahman. So what is the state of the mind? He is asking four questions he asked. Stita pragnasya ka bhasha. That means, what is the characteristic of जीवन मुक्तः. First question. Sthitapragnasya ka bhasha? Ka bhasha means what here? Definition of Jivan Mukta is asking. What is the definition of Jivan Mukta? Definition we make based upon what? Unique qualities of that object. Based upon that, define. That object will be defined. So he's asking definition. That means characteristics. Definition is nothing but comprised of what? Characteristics of that object. He's asking the characteristics of Jivan Mukta. That is the meaning. Next, Samadhisthasya Stadihi Kim Prabhasheta Kim Asita Ajeta Kim, like this. Second line is containing three questions more. Samadhisthasya. So Jivan Mukta is also known as what? Is also another name is Sthita Prajna. Another name for Jivan Mukta is Sthita Prajna. One second. Sthita Prajnasya Kabasha is over. That means characteristics of Sthita Prajna is asking. Or otherwise definition. Sthita Prajna's another name is Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta, Sthita Prajna both are same. Next, Kim Prabhasheta? Prabhasheta means what? This meaning. Sukha dukkha yoho, manapamana yoho, sutininda yoho, sneha dvesha yoho, samupasthita yoho, kim prabhasheta? Spashtam sagatam va kim vadeta? Iti. Next what? Kim prabhasheta? What it mean? Suppose how he react for success and failure, profit, loss, mana, apamana, praise and insult. So how he reacts for all these dualities if they appear. That means what he speak, how he react means here, what is his swagatam, what is his consciousness towards this. React means what you should take here. What will be his consciousness towards this? what will be his consciousness? Or otherwise, what he speak if they come into his life, what he speak. Okay. Next question is Kimasita. Third question, Kimasita. That means तद इंद्रियाणां बाह्य विषयेषु चलनाभावः कीदृशः. How he stops his senses from not going towards external sense objects. How he stops his senses from not going towards external sense objects. Vrajeta kim. Next question is what? Vrajeta kim. Then he says for this, Teshu chalanam va kidrishi. And how, same, how he allows his senses to go towards external sense objects. That means if now situation come, there are the sense objects and now he has senses. So that situation is unavoidable. Like example, eating. He is Jivanmukta, still in the body. He should eat. That means his tongue is coming in contact with the external sense object. In that case, how so he maintain what is his consciousness and how he is allowing Kidrisha. So what is his at that time consciousness? That is the question he is asking. Chalanam va kidrisham. Then Krishna is answering for this. Sri Bhagavan vacha Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyaiva atmana tushtaha stita pragnastadochyate. Then one by one answer is given. Here answers are coming. What Krishna is saying. Chaturnam prashnanam kramena uttaramaha. One by one, sequentially answers are given by Krishna. Sita pragnasya kavasha prabhasheta kim prabhasheta. Next, kim asita prajeta kim. Like this, 4 questions. So he is going to give answers for each. First is what he is saying. Prajahati yavad adhyaya samaptihi. Iti yavad adhyaya samaptihi. That means from Prajahati sloka till the end of this chapter, by using all these slokas, he is going to answer these 4 questions. These 4 questions are answered from the 55th sloka to 71st or 72nd. Total how many slokas are there? 70. 1 or 2? 72. So in this 55 to 72, we will be hearing answers for these 4 questions. So sarvan iti kasminnapi arthe yasya kinchin matropi na abhilasha ityarthaha. So first and foremost is prajahati sarvan kama. He is living all the desires. This is the characteristic of Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta is completely free from all the desires, material desires. Kasminnapi artheyasya kinchin matropi na abhilasha. In anything, he doesn't have even a little bit also desire. All these desires are what? Like you want to become prime minister, you want to become chief minister, you want to become uh, scientist, you want to become engineer. All these desires are belonging to whom? Manogata. This is Jivatma, this is Antakarna, and these are the senses. This Antakarna, all desires are properties of Antakarna only. Desires are not produced in the soul. No. That means I want to become engineer, I want to become doctor, I want to become actor. These are all what? These are all. I want to become a rich man. So these are all desires coming in the Antakarna, transformations of Antakarna only. These are all not the transformation of soul. No. Soul is pure. So there is no inherent. So this kind of desire is not inherent to the soul. No. Manogatan. What he's saying? Mana means Antakarna or mind. These all desires are what? Are Manogata. Belonging to the mind. Dharmatvena parityage yogyata darshitaha. So kaman anatma dharmatvena parityage. So here important word is manogata. Is all these material desires are not belonging to the atma, anatma. They are belonging to the anatma. Anatma dharma means anatma means what here? Antakarna. Dharma means properties. These material desires are the properties of Antakarna. So those are all, that's why what? Those can be easily left over. Those can be easily left over. Those can be easily left over. So being identifying Jivatma himself as body and thinking that these desires are his own desires, his natural desires. That is the illusion of the Jivatma. Otherwise, these desires are belong to Antakarna. So that's why those can be easily left over. Yada te hi atmadharmaः स्युः तदा तान् त्यक्तुम् अशक्येरन् वह्नेर औष्णत्वत् इति भाः. If these material desires are the properties of soul, then you cannot live. But here what Krishna is saying, material desires are not the property of, are not dharma or property, or they are not coming into in the soul. No. If they are the properties, the material desires are the properties of the soul, then what will happen? Those cannot be left over. Those cannot be left over. That's like in the case of he's giving an example. There's a fire is there. So fire's nature is what? Heat. Heatness. So fire, can it leave the heatness, which is natural to heat? It cannot. So like that, material desires are not natural properties of the soul, but they are manogata, properties of the mind. They all exist in the mind. They are transformations of the mind, arantakarana. They are the different synonym words you should use. तत्र हेतु आत्मनि प्रत्याहृते मनसि प्राप्तः यह आत्मा आत्मानंद रूपः तेन तुष्टः. Why he is not affected by these material desires? How he is able to leave all this? How he is able to separate from himself from all this? Atmanyeva tushtaha. Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. Atmani pratyahruте manasi praptah yah atma atmananda rupah tena tushtaha. That means his mind is now fully controlled. All the material desires are left over. Then, with that controlled mind, so he is always dwelling in himself. He is dwelling in what consciousness? I am not body, I am soul. That means the consciousness of soul is just is dwelling in self only, like this. It's not going outside like this. No, it's not going like that. It's just dwelling inside like this. So that's why. So he is happy, tushta, in that state. So he is happy. So even something agitation comes in the antakarna, simply he leaves that because he is dwelling in only his self. I am not body, I am soul. In this consciousness he dwelling. So he is happy. So Sruti also is saying, Yada sarve pramuchyante kama ye asya hridistitaha atha martyah amritaha bhavatyatra brahma samashnute. Whenever, that means desires are coming in the mind and you leave all those and not claiming those as yours. You left over all those. Then what? That martyaha, that means that person will become amritaha. Now he is liberated. Amritaha means he is liberated. That means he is in the self-realization. So this is the definition of Jivamukta. Dukkeshvanadignamanaha sukeshu vigataspruha vitaraga parayakrodaha siddhir muniruchyate. Dukkeshu anudignamanaha. Now second question is being answered. First question is over. Answer for first question. Now second question. What do you say? Dukkeshu anudignamanaha. Dukkeshu anudignamanaha sukeshu vigataspruha vitaraga bhayakrodaha. What is the second question? You remember? What is the reaction of the Sthitaprajnaha if he is going to face the failure and success, or pain and pleasure, or the praising or insult? For these dualities, what is his reaction? What he will speak? What he will say? What is his consciousness towards this? This was the question. No answer is said. When dukkha comes, yeah. So what is his reaction? Anudvigna manaha. There is no udvignata. And sukha comes, vigataspruha. There is no excitement. And what else? Vitaraga bhayakroda. He left all the vitaraga bhayakroda. Vita means living. Raga means attraction or attachment. Bhaya means fear. Krodha means anger. All these he left over. So this is a simple meaning. Now you see. When dukkha comes, in the dualities, dukkha is and sukha. This is the one set of dualities. So here, anudvigna means what? दुःखेषु माने क्षुत् पिपासा ज्वर शिरो रोगादिषु रोगादिष्वा आध्यात्मिकेषु सर्व सर्प व्याघ्रादित्थितेषु आधिभौतिकेषु इति वात वृष्टि वृष्ट्याद्युत्थितेषु आदिदैविकेषु उपस्थितेषु अनुद्विग्नमनाः प्रारब्धं दुःखम् इदं मया अवश्यं भोक्तव्यम् इति स्वगतं केनचित् पृष्टः सन् स्पष्टं च ब्रुवन् न दुःखेषु उद्विजतः means because of the hunger, because of the thirst, because of the fever, there are so many pains due to this body. Yes, all this comes to the body, and because of that, we get the pain. So, but what is we means conditioned soul get the pain. But what about this Sthitaprajna? Sthitaprajna already he separated himself from this body. So, what is his reaction? That we are going to see. In Adi Daivika problems, Adi Bhautika means by the snake, by the lion or tiger, and from all this we get the what? Problems, pain. So because of fear and other things, when snake bites, there is a pain. So these are all Adi Bhautika problem, pains, Adi Bhautika pains. And Adi Daivika pains also there. Adi pain, Adi Daivika pain dukkha. What is that? Because of the cold wind, because of the heavy rains, like this, so many, they are all giving the pain. These pains are Adi Daivika pains. In all these, and they occur in all these situations, Anudvigna Mana means his consciousness is not agitated actually. Prarabdham Dukkham Idam. Whatever this Dukkham is coming, Prarabdham Dukkham Maya Avashyam Bhoktavyam. So these are all should be bared by me, should be accepted by me because it is my prarabdha. Why I am in this body? Why I am getting the pain? This body. So because of my previous karma and that fructified karma is known as prarabdham karma. And because of that, so that means I did absolutely some misdeeds, getting and bear it. So have it, no problem. He will not do to counteract on these things. He will not. So I'm getting this. So what is my counter reactions? So he will not do. So it's my prarabdha. And also, if anyone asks, Kenachit prashtaha, why you are getting pain? Then he says, Spashtam cha bruvan. He says clearly, this is my prarabdha and it's okay. He bears. He accepts that. And anudigna manaha is chitta. His mind is not hesitated for that. And what is in the sukha, we will be seeing in the tomorrow's class. Thank you very much. So any questions? Yes, Prahlad.
Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. The question is regarding the rise of the desire. The desire, you said it does not occur in the spirit soul, but in the antahkaran. So
Yes.
original desire, Bhagavan Krishna says, Ichha dve samuthena dvanda mohena bharata. So the original desire did not occur in the soul?
Soul has the property of desiring. That is also like ahankara is there in the soul also. Ahankara is there in the material body also. Similarly, desiring tendency is there. And same like ahankara two are existing. So these material desires are all the transformation of antakarana, changes in antakarana. Those are all not the manogata means manogata means it is the property of mind. That means antakarana. These are not belong to the soul. Soul also can get desire. Desiring tendency is there in the soul.
Thank you very much.
Okay, any other questions? Thank you very much. If not, वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावने वैष्णवेभ्यो अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय।